Hey, great Avon team. How are you today? It is Friday Focus, and I did not go out to sell Mother's Day baskets today. I thought I was going to. That was my plan originally. But I am just going to share with you, I got some really great results. So I want you guys to be encouraged if you decide to go the route of making baskets. They're fun. You don't have to get complicated. And I actually watched a video today that did not involve making a basket with cellophane wrap and all that jazz. A gal actually used a container from Dollar Tree. So maybe I'll do a video on something like that in the future. That might be a good one to do for Father's Day, possibly. And really, we're not going to have any. Our next holiday again is we're going to roll around to. It'll be Christmas before we probably start doing any other baskets, unless you choose to do baskets for birthdays or special occasions or a gift just because maybe a friend's traveling and says, oh, I'd like to take something nice to my friend. So you just never know, but if you do like and enjoy making baskets, I know I do, but not everybody does. There are some alternatives to making those so that you don't have to feel like it needs to be so complex. It's not to me, but I realize it could be to others. So anyway, I will probably do another video on that sometime later down the road. But today, our Friday focus is actually on income producing activities. I did do, and I do have this, I'm pretty sure I uploaded it into our income producing activities. Pretty sure I put this on our team page, but and in the files section. So if I didn't, I will definitely go in and put that in there for you guys. Before I cover this, one thing that's not really on here, but it does pertain to our income, and it does pertain to us running our business and not letting our business run us. I've sent text messages and emails and stuff like that trying to explain that basically different ways for us to go in and collect for our from our customers. So my point in telling you this is basically because I realize that as you get involved in this business, you may start to feel like the business is running you instead of you running your business. So definitely don't want that to happen. I want you to feel like you can take the reins on this and giddy up and let's go. So I want it to be so that you feel like you have control, especially if you work another job or you part-time do something else on the side or whatever. Even if you don't, you still do not want your customers dictating to you when and where everything is always going to happen, because if that happens, you're going to feel helter-skelter and not organized, and listen, I'm the queen of unorganized, so take it from me. I've definitely done my fair share of that. But here's what I have found. Okay, I've done the let people dictate to me. Didn't work so well. But what I have found is probably there's a few good ways to take your business by the horns and start doing, being in control of everything. So one, of course, you can tell people to go straight to your e-store, do their shopping, do everything. That it doesn't involve you. So other than you give them your link, they go to your store, they place the order. Now, the one whole drawback on that is they have to place their order. So most of us, if you've been selling for a little while, realize that sometimes people are going to tell you, oh, yeah, I'm going to go on place my order. In fact, I could tell you, I have a girl who has been it's going to be an online order. She doesn't want to take the time, or maybe doesn't feel like she has the time. Well, say give her that much credit, to go online, sit there, select everything. So what she's asked me to do is go ahead and place the order for her. And I need her card information, her address, and make sure I have all those things ready. And there's no harm in doing that. So you may have some customers that you need to shift gears, and that will work better if they're a little further out and it feels like you keep driving a little ways to get to them for a $15 order or whatever. Yes, there is a $5.95 charge for doing the online orders, but you can explain to them that this may be an easier option, and anytime there is a coupon code for a $25 order, you could actually up that order to that would bring up your sales. So that would be a good thing. So you have that as a possibility. And what I was starting to say about this young lady is she keeps telling me she's going to order. What she wants to do is give me the order. So I have went through and tried to help find in her history, because she's ordered with me before, different things that she's ordered. So I gave her this list already, and she keeps telling me, okay, this Friday I'm going to give you my card information, because I had card information for her on file before, but of course, as years go on, things expire. So I told her I didn't have any new information. It has taken her already over 2 months for her to give me just a simple thing like give me card information. So that's my point. You could have people, oh yeah, I'm going to place an order. Oh yeah, I'm going to place it. And then they never place an order. Why? Because they can't seem to get online. They can't seem to pull their act together, and they just can't seem to make it happen. So you may need to make it happen for them. So what I do is I give her that gentle reminder in a message. Hey, still looking for that card information so I can get your order. Like, we got to the point where we actually got the order, but I don't have card information, and I'm not putting it on my card. I mean, as much as I would love to do that for her, I'm not gonna. So anyway, you need to, stay on stuff like that. So that is one option. Another option is that you can actually take their information over the phone if, at that point, if it's even a local customer, if they were going to, maybe you've accepted some checks from them, or you started out doing cash, and then finally they go, oh shoot, I don't have the cash on me. Could I just write you a check? You feel comfortable with it, and now you've gone to just taking checks from them because it was easier. They didn't have to run to the bank. They didn't have to go get cash. But you really could turn that around and use a debit card. It's the same thing as using their checking account. And Avon has now made it so that we can call the customer service number, that 1-800 number, and the automated system. All you're going to do is say make a payment, and then when you do make the payment, the automated system doesn't care who you are and why you're making it. Doesn't matter what the amount. All it wants to know is that you have the card number, and you're going to need the card information off the back, the little 3-digit code, and you're going to need the zip code of, if it's not you, well, even if it was you, you'd still need your zip code if you're calling it in with a card. So it's a security feature. So you do need to have those 3 things. Think about how many there is. So you need their card number, their expiration date. So that's actually 4 things. So their card number, the expiration date, the number on the back, and their zip code. So 4 things, okay? So you can call in, have the card charged, and let the customer know that you've already taken care of it. And so what you're going to do from there is, now their order's already paid for, you've got their address, they don't live far away, you're going to be delivering, and whatever days are your delivery days, like I'm still establishing stuff here for me because I'm working at the flea mall, and I'm just now starting to get to the point where I'm starting to get customers. So I don't have my days actually. I've got a couple days. I know I'm not going to really usually deliver on the weekends because that's when I'm doing the flea mall, but I try in that very first next couple of days. Monday's my day to be at home, so Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, so a Tuesday or Wednesday that following week, my stuff is out the door because I don't want to be hanging on to it any longer than I have to. And then, so by getting their card information, it's already paid for, so I don't have to worry about collecting any money or going and trying to get up with them and it becoming a hassle. So usually, if you've been in cahoots with these people for a while and you've built trust with your customer, they will very unlikely have any problem with giving you a card information to pay for their order. It's not any different than writing a check. Okay, so we established that is another alternative for you to get your money, and then you're just able to go and drop your order off whenever. Okay, so now if the card thing is not an option, maybe they, for whatever reason, they don't have a bank card, or they just don't want to give that out, and it's nothing against you personally. That's just their prerogative. That's how they feel. So that's okay too. What you want to do is not keep waiting and putting it off and saying, okay, I'm free this day, but they're not free this day. Okay, how about in 2 days? Okay, they're free in 2 days. You're not free in 2 days. Oh, that's just like going to drive you crazy. So then you're like, oh, I can't never collect for this order. And it's not even a huge order. It's like $27.99. It's not huge, but that's $27.99 out of my pocket that I'm forking out until these people pay for their Avon. So, and it might, so realize it may not, you have to think, who's controlling things here? Is it because they don't have money to pay for it? Have they actually contacted you and said, I don't have the money to pay for this item? Can you catch me next weekend? If they've done that to you, that's another thing which I'm going to address here in just a second. But if that is not what they've done to you, if it is just simply that you keep trying to meet up with this person or on my schedule and their schedule and schedule not working, don't do that to yourself. You will just drive yourself bananas. So it is not worth it. Just go ahead and establish with them, like what I was starting to say is when I lived in Rock Hill, I had Tuesdays was my day in Fort Mill because that was like a 20-minute drive up the road. So I had lots of customers there because I lived there at one point, then I moved. So Tuesdays was my day to go to Fort Mill. Then Wednesdays, I did Rock Hill where I lived was a good section of, it was pretty good size. So I would do the east side of Rock Hill on Wednesday and then the west side on Thursday. So then so by the time I got done with everything, I had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday tied up in the middle, but I got it all done. And there was they weren't wondering, am I coming? They just knew. So that's another thing. If you can establish with your customer that they know you get your order. For me, I put my order in on a Tuesday. So I put my order in on Tuesday. I get my order on a Friday. I get my order on Friday. I get it all bagged up, everything ready to go over the weekend. And then I turn around and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or not Monday because that happens to be my office day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which day am I going to be delivering to that customer? And I try to keep that same routine with that same customer as much as possible. The only way I will deviate is if there is an emergency, something comes up with a family. Rain is not going to be, it's raining, I don't feel like going out today. You signed up to be an Avon representative. You signed up for it. So rain is not a good excuse. Now, if there is snow on the ground, I happen to live in the Carolinas and everybody lives in a warmer state where there could be snow. That's a different story. So if there is really bad weather or a tornado or a hurricane, something like that, obviously, then you might have to make, rearrange. But if it's just because you go, well, I just got up and didn't feel like it today. We all have those days when we don't feel like doing stuff. You just have to be dedicated to taking care of your customers. So that's about, so I'm pulling a little, that might rub some people the wrong way. And I'm just being honest, because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I just want you to understand that if we don't take that part of our business serious, we're like rush, hurry, try to get an order, and then we get the order and we're like, whew, I got my order in. But then we leave the delivery part of it go, you're going to start losing customers. because they want good service and they want to know that they're taken care of. Because just think, how would you like to be treated? Um, so that is always the perspective. You always have to think, how would I like to be? If I was the customer, if I was on the receiving end, how would I like to be treated? So always do what's best for both of you, but you do have to do what's good for the customer too. So like I said, if they don't want to give you card information, but they are willing to put money in an envelope under their mat at their front door, and your schedules don't correlate, but Wednesday's your day to go do deliveries in that area, then Sally just needs to know that Wednesday is your day, and I realize you're not going to be home. So wherever you tell me you're going to leave the money, under a mat, under a cushion, under a seat cushion, or I'm telling you, I've had people tell me flower pot, books. People leave like they got a little closed-in lanai thing. So they have chairs and whatnot, and they got books sitting out. It'll be between the books. I have had numerous different areas where people have left money for me, but we always get it taken care of and it's never a problem. So we don't want you having to chase down people and making it feel like the job you're doing with Avon is a job. It's dreaded. Oh, don't want you to feel that way. But so if you take the bull by the horns and you do it ahead of time and you got it all planned, then you're not going to feel that way. You're not going to feel like, oh, I'm dreading this because now I have to get a hold of this person and now my order's not paid for and now it's coming out of my pocket. Don't do that to yourself. Just don't do it, okay? I want you guys to have success and I want you to feel like you're moving forward. So part of income producing activities is doing things that produce you income. It does not produce you income if you are paying for the order and you're leaving it sit and the person doesn't pay for it. That is money out of your pocket. So that is not income producing. All right. So if you have questions, if that doesn't make sense or anything like that, feel free to leave us something in the comment section. We can explain a little bit further or whatever if we need to. So here, without further ado, and I don't want this to be, I was trying to keep this at like 30 minutes or less. So here I go. This is the paper that I got from my turbocharge class in Georgia when I went. And like I said, I've put copies in our file so that you can print out as many as you want. The idea is that weekly you will, if you print out this paper and you follow it and put check marks, you go back through the week and mark off the things that you're completing as you do them. So contrary to popular belief, sitting in front, even this right here, what I'm doing right now, this is not income producing activity. I enjoy you and I enjoy the team, but it's not an income producing activity. It's not on my list. There's nowhere on here does it say share with your team members and go onto Facebook and share any information. It does. That's not one of the things listed. Nor is sitting at my desk trying to fidget through a bunch of papers and get these papers organized and wait, let me get me a binder and let's put all this stuff. That did not pay me one iota. So organizing and getting the right pens in order and going and getting me a tape, tape dispenser. I got my scissors. I mean, the organizing doesn't pay you money. So anything that you're doing sitting behind the desk usually is not paying you money. Organizing a file, organizing your Avon in a section, putting your books in a row, not paying you money, not income producing. Okay, so here are the things that are income producing. And then I'm going to share with you what, if you want a certain amount of pay at the bottom, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to be doing, which is pretty cool. So I have been looking at this paper and trying to go back through my week and list everything. That way I know if am I really being productive or am I just doing busy work thinking I'm productive? So here's number one. It says 5 phone contacts equals 1 point for each group of 5. I'll say that again. 5 phone contacts equals 1 point for each group of 5. So let's say I go out and I do tailgating, or if I'm not tailgating, maybe I'm just going to hand out my Bombita bags. I'm just out and about, while I'm out and about, I pass out 5 of those, and I've got my little form that has, look, did you mind filling this out for me? You know, I got a little gift for you kind of thing. Whether I do it as tailgating, whether I just happen to be standing in the grocery line and I got my stuff handy, I can pull that out, get people's information. So I have 5 phone contacts. That doesn't mean I just handed them a book and I got nothing to call them back. 5 phone contacts, okay? That's 1 point for each group of 5. So if I did 10 people, I would get 2 points for that. Okay, next thing on the list is personal appointments. Equals if you're signing someone onto your team, a personal appointment, you signing up somebody personally for you, not for somebody in your first generation or your second generation, not you helping somebody get signed up, but somebody who you personally appoint under you, under you, not under me, but under you. So a personal appointment, you get 3 points for a personal appointment. And there's a reason for that, because that will pay you well. Okay, the next thing is attend or lead a team meeting. So if you attend or lead a team meeting, preferably things that are out and about. I did play a video this morning, a couple of them that had Milagros Garcia in them. And she is a very good friend of mine, and I have known her for almost as long as I've been selling Avon. I pretty much have known her. But she mentioned in her video how she started doing, she's deviated from doing team meetings out in public, and she was starting to do team meetings in her home. So, which there's nothing wrong with that, but by doing a meeting out in public and being somewhere else, she would draw people in because people by nature were curious. So I wonder what they're doing over there. What are they talking about? Oh heavens, my battery is low. Hang on a second. Sorry. Oh goodness. My God, fix this. Okay. There we go. I thought it got dim. Anyway, sorry about that. I checked it. I thought it was okay. I apologize. So anyway, if you are out and about, you're going to have more opportunity for people would just naturally come to you because, well, you guys have an extra Avon book and, you know, it just creates something for you. So if you can do a team meeting out and about and in the public place, even better. But if not, and you have to do something in your home, that's fine too. So attend or lead a team meeting, you get 2 points for that. The next one is mentoring your new representative. So follow Avon's mentoring guide. We do have a mentoring guide, and I am pretty sure that we have put it in the file section. If not, then I'll make sure that that's there too, but I'm pretty sure we have. So I'm mentoring a new representative. That means you've signed somebody up. You're going to start helping that person, whether you're going out to tailgate with them or you're going to go to some businesses with them. Or you're just going to simply do a phone call back and forth with them so that they know, you know, you can role play. That way they feel comfortable with what they're saying to people on the phone. So any way you can of mentoring a person, you get your new person, you get 2 points for that. Okay, the next thing is customer sales. You get 2 points per $100 in retail sales. That's pretty self-explanatory. So every $100, you're going to get 2 points. So if you did $400, 2, 4, 6, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points. Okay. So per $100, you're going to get 2 points. Personal development is 1 point. Personal development would be you take time to listen to Milagros Garcia on a video, or you took time to listen to, I've shared something for you as a leader, or you listened to Molly Stone Bibb or Teresa Paul, or you maybe Jim Ron or Les Brown. You've done something, a positive, oh my gosh, I can't even say it. Positive self-help book. So maybe you've taken time to do something that helps you, and maybe you struggle with being organized. I'm saying that because I'm just going to talk to me here. So if I read a book about 5 ways to get organized and that was my thing that helps me, personal development, and anything that will help me build my team or my sales with Avon would be personal development. 1 point for that. Okay, new team member with any order size, 1 point. Only counts if under $200. Okay, so a new team member with any order size, you get 1 point. That makes sense, hopefully. If not, we can discuss that further. Okay, new team member with $200 plus in orders is 5 points. That we have that new Kickstart program, so hopefully you're moving up the ladder with your new representative and helping them with that Kickstart program, so that those are adding points, because that sale underneath you, Avon's going to give you a percentage and you're going to earn money from that. So that's why it's worth more. Of course, the more they sell, the more you're earning. So that one is worth 5 points if they have a $200 order or more. Then first gen members promote in leadership type title. So what that means, first gen, is the person you personally sign up is your first generation. Okay, so here's me, and I sign up Mr. Snowman. He's my first generation, okay? I sign up Mr. Snowman, and he promotes to an ambassador. Then I get 5 points. So his title, first gen, promotes in leadership type. Actually, it doesn't say bronze. So if Mr. Snowman recruits his first person, that makes him a oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Not a star. Star is 2. It's been one of those days. Bear with me. A promoter. Sorry. So Mr. Snowman is a promoter because he's got 1. Then that gives me 5 points. But we get 2 people under Mr. Snowman. That means he's now a star promoter. So that gives me another 5 points. So if we keep going up the ladder with Mr. Snowman, then we can earn more points. And he's my first generation. So if Mr. Snowman had somebody underneath him and they move up the ladder, I don't get points for that. But Mr. Snowman would get points for that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. And then there's 3 more here. First generation member promotes in sales title, you get 5 points. What is a promotion in sales title? Our goal in sales are, if you hit $10,000 in a campaign year, there are 26 campaigns in a year, you can hit what we call President's Club. President's Club offers you benefits that I fear we probably don't talk enough about, because if y'all realize what you're missing, I just went to a PC and I came back and showed you my trophies. I showed you a little blips of what it was like there. They put on a really awesome production for us. So if you only knew, y'all would not want to miss it, and you would be shooting for it. And not just because of shooting for that, because of what it offers you, but obviously putting more money in your pocket. At PC level, you should be bringing in around between $300 to $400 every month from your sales. That's just your sales. That's not leadership. Okay, so we could talk about that on like an event or something like that and discuss it a little bit further, because there might be people who don't understand what that all means. But so first generation member promotes in a sales title. It's either President's Club, Honor Society, Rose Circle, and it goes up from there. There's 2 more. Why? I'm having this day. I'm telling you. Okay, well, I will list those for you in the bottom in the comments section so that you know what they are and the amounts that go with each. It grows by 10,000. So the first one is you have to have 10,000. Next one's 20,000, 30,000, and so forth. And you do get other perks with that as you title up in your sales. Okay, so that's worth 5 points. Now, title promotion for yourself. Woohoo! You get a title promotion, give yourself 10 points. Because you're working hard. So title promotion, they are talking leadership. So if you are a promoter and you got 1, or now you're a star promoter and you got 2, your next thing is to hit bronze ambassador. That's 3 people selling underneath of you. You have to do at least $200, and there has to collectively be $1,000 in sales between all 4 of you. So if you sold 600 and they sold 400, you'd be at your 1,000. That's fine. Doesn't matter how it happens. As long as it happens, that titles you. So get 10 points for that. Then the last thing is Avon table event or prospecting. So that would be like your tailgating, or some of these different events that somebody calls you and says, hey, we need vendors. We don't have an Avon table. Would you please come out and do this for us? That is what they're talking about. A table event, or out prospecting, where you're just going out talking, rubbing shoulders with people. Hey, when's the last time you saw an Avon book? So if you're doing that, that is worth 2 points each time you do that. So per day, I mean, really, whatever your day is, this is for the week. So you could add 2 points to that for the week. So here's the kicker at the bottom, and I am already at 30 minutes. It's killing me. Everything is going against me, and my computer didn't want to keep on running and everything else. At the bottom, and I think you can see it. I don't know how clear it will be. So at the bottom, it says 10 a week if you desire part-time pay. So you need to have at least 10 points when you go back through this top part and start marking off things. If you want part-time pay, then you need to have at least 10 points. If you didn't get 10 points, you are not even getting part-time pay, brother or sister. We got to work on that. So if that's what you're wanting from your business, we need some more income producing activities. Okay, 20 a week. If you have 20 points for the week, that means you desire full-time pay. So if you want full-time pay from Avon, then your goal is to get 20 points happening at this top portion in order for you to have some full-time pay. Now that will be a combination of whatever you're selling, more than likely, and your leadership checks, which are direct deposit. Nice, they come right directly into your account, and it's there. You go to sleep, the next morning, poof, it's there. I love it. You don't even have to run to the bank. 35 points a week if you want to be an ambassador or higher. Okay, so there are those different levels. A bronze ambassador, an ambassador is the next. You're moving up the ladder. Silver ambassador, and then ambassador. So if you want to be that or higher, you need to have at least 35 points on this system at the top. Then if you want to be a silver leader, which is where I am, or higher, which was Molly Stone Bibb, Teresa Palm, Lagos Garcia, all those people that we know and love. If we want their kind of income, we need at least 55 points on this system that are income producing activities. If we aren't getting 55 points, we could sit around all day hoping and wishing and praying that we would have their kind of income. But if you aren't doing the activities to make it happen, it only makes sense. You know, if you're weighing the scale and you put whatever on this side, but you put nothing on this side, this is the side that's going to get, you know, but it's a system. So if you're not following the system, that system is going to outdo you or outthink you, and you're going to go, man, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting anywhere in this business. Why am I not getting anywhere? So we need to start working on your income producing activities. So for those of you who want to get more out of your business, maybe you just want the part-time pay. Maybe you want a couple $100s a month, and that's all you want, and that's okay. We can show you what you need to do in order to make that happen. So part of it, again, like I said, is your sales. How many customers do you need to? The average order is $25. So if you had 20 customers at $25, that's a $500 sale. That helps you hit President's Club because $450 will give you, it's actually, I want to say it's $333.88. If you did that consecutively, every campaign would put you at the President's Club level, where you're guaranteed 40% earnings From the moment that you hit it, you're guaranteed that the rest of the time for the rest of that year and into the next year while you're trying to hit it again. And it probably would warrant explaining President's Club so everybody understands what they're missing out on. So I probably will do an event for that. And I did list at the top of our team page a gopher. I don't even know what he is. Something, but he's talking about, let me tell you, do snip on the cable or something, or bite on the cable. I don't know. But he's talking about a game plan. So I posted at the top and pinned that if you guys have, if there's anything you would like to do an event on, and when I say event, I'm talking Facebook event, where like I did it the one time, I was very sick. I had planned to do a video. I had laryngitis. I couldn't even talk. So, you know, I would go in and do a small video somewhere along the way, but it'll be interaction between all of us, chit-chatting, asking questions, and me sharing with you information pertaining to whatever that subject is. So if there are things that you feel you wish you knew more about, you don't understand, you don't understand President's Club, you don't understand leadership, I don't understand what it's going to take to get to be an ambassador. I have 2 people, but I don't know what else I could do. I've been talking to everybody. I'm fresh out of ideas. So whatever you're needing, that was my goal in posting and pinning that at the top of our page. So please, please go in and list anything that you would like me to do an event on, and we can discuss it with, you know, it'll be open to the group, open to the team, and we can go from there. So that being said, I have now given you some income producing activities. Work smarter, not harder. That was my last one, and I'm going to continue on with the work smarter, not harder, because I really feel like we all I don't want to say too much time. It's not probably the time. It's like we put too much up here thinking about what we're going to do. So all the time wasted in thinking about what we're going to do, or thinking this would be a great idea, or that kind of thing. Get you a little notebook. I don't have mine handy right here because I'm doing this in a different spot, but I had a little notebook. I think I showed it to you in my last one. I've kind of been carrying it with me wherever I go. That way, if I get a thought, oh, this would be good for my business, let me write that down real quick. Most of us carry our phone with us all the time. And there's a little, I know on my phone I have an app called Notes, something like that. Anyway, that little sucker gets used all the time because I use it for my grocery list. I use it when I'm out and about and I'm talking to somebody, but I didn't have well, unbelievably, I try to carry a pen with me all the time, but there's been a few times where I got caught and I'm like, I don't have a pen, I need to write this information down. So I will pull that up and then type in the person's name and their phone number, and it even allows me to pin it to the top of my phone as a reminder. So I can actually set it as a reminder that don't forget about this person you talked to. And if you're like me and you're a little bit ADD, so you just got distracted, that's a really important thing. So putting those things, however it's going to work for you. I did get a planner, so the idea of actually having a paper pulled out, something I can look at, is good. But I know for me, I just need to have something that goes, ding, be here, ding, be there, ding, it's time for this. So I constantly need a dinger. But anyway, you may not all need that dinger, but I know I do. So if you need that extra little bit of help, then find it, whatever you got to do, because you can make your business work for you. You just have to be willing to do it and give it the time that it needs, or the attention that it needs. And it may not take as much time if you give it the attention it needs, if that makes any sense. So I'm not going to stay on here any longer. I went past my 30 minutes. I love you all, and I hope I didn't come across too harsh. I just really want you guys to be able to make the income that you're wanting out of this business. And Avon has made things so much easier for us. They're giving us so much more than we've ever had in quite some time. And some of you are so new, so you have no idea how things have changed. or what you're holding on to and how great it is right now. So I'm hoping that it'll only continue to get better from here. I hope and pray that it just continues to keep getting better. But one last little thing, one little plug for Rep Fest. I think there still are a few spots left open. If you have not registered for Rep Fest in August, it is one of those things you're really, really going to miss out later, and you're going to be like, oh, I wish I. Now, I mean, if it's work, something else that ties you up that you can't get there, understand. But if you just go, yeah, I just don't feel like going, you'll wish you had. You really will. And there are several of us that are going, whether you're in the Rock Hill area, because I know I have some people there. I know there are people going from there, so if somehow we needed to connect people, hitch a ride kind of thing, we could make that work out maybe. I know that I am going. I know there are some other people here in my area that are going. So, in fact, had a lady ask me at the PC event because they had me stand up and talking about my e-store stuff. Once I came down, she started asking me questions, and then she was telling me about how they have a bus that's going. So there's a bunch of chatter about all that. So if we need to make that connection, or you want to go, just drop a, hey, I want to go to Rep Fest. What do I got to do? If you're not sure, put that down in the comments and we'll get you help. So thank you so much, everybody, for all your hard work and all you do all week long to make Avon great for you. But if you ever need help, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That is what I'm here for. So I love each one of you. You guys have a great weekend. And for all of you who are mothers, happy Mother's Day. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a good one. And I will be back next Friday for Friday Focus. Take care. Bye-bye.